All right, guys, so as you can see, I've laid out my patterns and lines, and it's not just going to be paint over this. This is kind of a just a trial. I wanted to see what I wanted to do, and this is kind of what I had in mind. It's not as symmetrical as I want it right now, but this is just quickly laid on there. In my opinion, I need to tighten this up because this tapers out, but it's because I ran like a scallop stripe around the front of the hood. And then I'm going to have this panel. I'm going to have this other big panel here, which is going to have the end, what you would call like your endless lines. And then I'm going to have these little panels in here. And on the side, I'm going to have one big scallop. Again, I'm trying to kind of pay homage to the paint job my buddy did. So like we're going to kind of follow that design into the hood to tie it all together and not break away. Where on the back, I did white panels, and so we had this very Rally 350-esque stripe. I did the panels with the white, and then I did the brown lace over it. This is actually like a pearl lace that I mixed up myself. Pearl like brown concoction I came up with, and I still have all these colors, which I'm going to use the same colors on the hood. But we used the same white to tie it into the stripe so that it would kind of look the part. And you got to keep in mind that I had the other hood on there with the marbleizing, so it kind of, the marbleizing looked great, but it looked a little out of place because of the colors I chose on the back. But I knew I needed to use different colors. So now that we're going to do the front, we're going to kind of tie it all together and make it flow. So this is what I got in mind. What it's going to be here is this is going to end up being white, and then this is going to end up staying the original color. And then this panel is going to be brown. We're going to tape off our stripes and then paint it black. So our stripes are going to be brown, outlined with silver, just like in the back. And then we're going to go up to the front here, where I'm probably going to use the, either I'm going to go ahead and use black with a silver over this. And then I'm going to go ahead and do lace in here, white. This will be a white panel with the brown pattern lace with the brown shadow around the borders. And then same color schemes are going to follow onto here just to maintain that consistency of color use. That's kind of, I'm going for more of a symmetrical thing, whereas a lot of race cars are a little asymmetrical. They use colors that are a little all over the place. I try to keep it all together. More that would, like, that's more common with the lowrider thing, whereas a lot of cars will use just lace and shadowing, using a different tones of color to kind of accent the car. So at least that's my idea. I'm not a pro at this. I just like laying this stuff out, and it's fun. So I'm gonna charge my GoPro. I gotta go pick up clear coat because the paint shop isn't open tomorrow, and I'm gonna set up the GoPro, and hopefully I can get some videos for you guys on what I'm doing here. I'll set up the camera in a good spot, and I'll take the time and try to edit it good. If not, then I'll just record at good points and stuff like that. So we'll let you guys go, and we'll see how the rest of it turns out. All right, guys, so the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm wiping it down. It doesn't look like I'm doing much, but I actually, you see it's a little wet. I'm using wax and grease remover to remove any oils, films, or anything left behind. There's some tape film left behind from when I taped this off. So, making sure it all comes off. I'm going to clean it off before I even scuff it. This is important. Otherwise, when you scuff it, you end up pushing all those impurities, oils, or anything further into the finish, into the grit, into the bite, and you might run into issues. So this is why it's very important to clean the surface before you even do anything. Much like buffing, you usually have to clean it, clay bar it, do something. I got a little spot here I can feel. There we go, it's gone. Usually you can feel it catch on your rag. I'm using an really old t-shirt that doesn't have a lot of lint, doesn't lead anything behind now at this point in its life. But just wiping it down before I scuff it. And then I'll show you guys what to look for when you prep your panels for paint. God, I had a little tree sap on here. I can see usually tree sap smears when you use a solvent-based cleaner. When you guys have tree sap, what you should actually do is use hot water and soap, because tree sap is a water-based product. So you are supposed to clean off materials that are water-based product with a water-based cleaner. So soap and water works good for tree sap. Don't use solvents, it only makes it worse. I had a couple spots, I just pretty much chipped them off as I was cleaning it. And so I'm gonna get ready here in a little bit to really start scuffing it. So without further ado, I got a gray scuff pad here. And so I'm just going to do a little square here for you guys. You can hear the chains from the paint, the paint rack here. These are cheap. I bought this one at Harbor Freight for like 20 bucks. They work nice little impromptu workbenches if you got some plywood cut up to lay stuff out. So you just got to use some pressure, not a lot, but you can see the opaque finish there, whatever you want to call it, the dull. That's what you're after. Your paint's going to stick to that, and you're going to end up with, this is all powdered clear coat. So I got to do this to the whole hood, so I won't bore you, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now I am going to have the GoPro running, but I'm still going to make videos in between, so I'll let you guys go. Alright guys, so I got the surface all prepped out. As you can see, it's nice, it's dull, it's clean. So what I did was I dry scuffed it like I showed you guys, and then I grabbed a little bit of water with my scuff pad and went over it, because it still had a couple of spots that had some tree sap. So with the water and the scuff pad, I cleaned that off, and then I dried it off, get all the slop off of it, and then I went over it with wax and grease remover once it was dry. Now if you guys are using like Prep Ball, any type of cleaner like that, it's important that you get the water off. It'll just it'll be like oil and water mixing together. It's not good, it won't dry. So it's pretty good. You can see there's still a little bit of a sheen on there, but you have a good mechanical adhesion. This scuff pad, I believe, is the equivalent of like 800 or 600. So it's been a while, but I know the red scuff pads are 320. I believe the gray ones are 6 or 8. I can't remember. I'm using a Merca pad here, but this is good for paint will adhere to this, clear will adhere to this, and so we're going to go ahead and start taping this off. I'm going to go ahead and get the GoPro suction cupped to the cutlass, and I'm going to get one side done first off camera, and then I'll set the camera up when I do this side so you guys can kind of see. So I'll let you go. All right guys, so I got the first part of this side done. I know I said I was going to turn on the GoPro, but it's too much of a hassle, and it just constantly runs on, and there's software issues where my GoPro doesn't like to jive with stuff. So I started on this stripe before I got too far along, you know, to kind of match the other side. Pretty damn close, not exact, but you know what, it's going to do its job. And then so the first thing I'm going to do when I start painting is do all of my shading first, because that's going to be my most temperamental stuff. Like this masking tape here is really, really finicky. So you can see it's just from sitting, it's starting to kind of peel up. So I'm going to shade this all here. These little lines are going to be like shaded. So I got to do that with the little mini jet. And then I'm going to shade the corners in here. And then this is going to go shaded as well, real thin, best as possible. And then I have stencils I'm going to use here. This is going to be white, and this is going to be black. This is actually going to be white as well with the lace. So I have to do white, 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 and white. But the shading has to get done first, because that's the easiest stuff to mask off from the first step. At least that's the way I think about it. So I got the top of the hood. This is going to be white, obviously. And then in here, this is going to be that dark brown. We're going to do our lines, and then we're going to lay black over it. And then we're going to leave our lines in place and then shade them with silver like we did on the trunk. And then these are just going to be shaded in here. And then this is going to be lace as well. So that's what I got going on there. See what it looks like again. I'm just going to keep going here and stop along the way. I bought pretty good tape. I got 3M tape and JP Fine Line, which is actually, this is the first time I tried it. Really, really nice stuff. So I like it. And I think it's going to work out really, really well for us. So we'll see how it turns out. All right, guys, so I'm partway through. I was having a beer. It's like 3:30. It's Saturday, so I'm loud. I got my lines done. I have pictures. I'll put pictures in the video. So I taped this off, and then I did a broken triangle pattern in here, and then I did a water effect here. So I tried it with silver. It didn't quite work out. And then I did the brown over the silver, and then I did it with black, and it looks out pretty good. So hopefully it doesn't look too bad, because I have, this is black with silver, this is black with brown, and then we're going to have white here. So I think that'll look good though. And as you can see, I did my shaded vent, like the vent effect paint there, and then I'm going to do my endless lines here. But I have to lay down the white first. So this is going to be white. That back panel, those back panels are going to be white as well. These are going to be brown. Tape them off, then lay black and outline them with silver, like we did on the trunk. So trying to keep track of everything here. I got this taped off, and this is still drying off. So actually, I think it's almost ready to be done. That way I can do the water drop spots there. Wipe them off, let that dry. I got to run to the shop and go get the Dover white. I left it on my toolbox. I brought it to work for a touch-up because it's almost like a pearlescent white, but it's not a tri-coat. So I have that at work sitting on my toolbox. So I have to run there, and I should eat some lunch. I haven't eaten anything all day. But I'm going to, as I'm going here, I'm making sure that I don't get any overspray. So I got a little bit here. But either way, all these areas are going to get scuffed before I paint it, if there is any minor overspray. But I'm keeping the fan pattern so tight that it's like literally a pin. So I have to go grab the white paint to do all the white. And then once I do all the white, I'm going to tape off the scallops that I kind of did here. So I'm going to do this white. So this scalloped inlay white, this scalloped inlay white. I'm going to end up doing this white. I don't know. I'm thinking about it right now, and I don't know. It'll work. I guess I'll bring in this will be my way of bringing in the lace into this side of the pattern here. But either way, got that going, and I'll follow it up as we go here. But yeah, a lot of masking, a lot of laying stuff out, a lot of layers. So hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, we're like on hour 6 here. Everything is pretty much masked off at this point. All the other individual things. I have to unmask this. This is a white panel that I'm going to do in brown with lace. There's going to be lace up here, but it's going to be silver over black. Our psychedelic stripes are going to be black. And then we're going to shade them in. We're going to go over it with brown, and then we're going to shade the stripes in with silver. And yeah, so the base coat here is starting to dry up. Give it a little bit. You can see the haze, where the hazy spots, that's where it's drying. So, yeah, hopefully we'll unwrap it. I'm going to clear it tomorrow. I'm not going to have enough time tonight to clear it, but, yeah, it's pretty much all set. All right, guys, I got that Bluetooth hood going on right there. Actually, no, here it is. So, came out pretty good. A couple blems here or there. But as the garage warmed up, the tape moved around a little bit, so there's a couple spots where like right there, gotta kind of scuff that off as much as possible with a little scuff pen. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. The scallops are kind of more of a traditional hot rod thing, but I really wanted to do them because it was just a different approach to do the side stripes. So I wanted to do something, and then I plan on having like a pinstriper do something here and here, which here I did like watermarks in 3 layers, and they were supposed to be in 3 layers, but the little pock marks you see there are actually silver. There's brown, there's silver, brown, and black with a silver outline, and that's about the only thing I'm not really happy with. But overall, once it gets lettered, that's where there's going to be lettering, so it'll break it up. But yeah, you see we got our lace. Came out decently symmetrical. It was really hard to get those endless lines to be exact from side to side, but if you really try following them, you'll get lost. But, you know, it is really hard. It was not like in the back where I had my buddy helping me do the ones in the back. The back match from side to side pretty good, but they're right next to each other. And I had him guiding me on that, and it was hard to do it by myself. He couldn't make it. He's got a newborn, so. But I'm really happy with it. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed a little bit of the, you know, just talking in between stuff here. It's really hard to set up the GoPro and work with it. Like I mentioned, I have software issues where one doesn't like the other, and yada, yada, yada. But tomorrow I clear it and it's done. And put it on the car at some point. This isn't gonna, I mean, I might put it on the car just to put it on top of the car so, you know, we can look at it, but it's not going to get bolted down because the engine is going to come out sometime at the end of November, just for inspection. So I stink. My garage stinks. I got a shower. I'm sure dinner's waiting for me at some point. So share, like, subscribe. Hope you guys liked what I showed you. See you guys later.